Robbie with his 22nd homer this season, 93rd run batted in. And he's now tied for 145th all-time with Hall of Famer Chuck Klein. Congratulations, Robbie Cano. Home run number 300.
Okay, looks like we're live. What's going on, guys? My name is Kinetic Kid, and welcome. Yes, welcome to my franchise mode series of the year. Today, we are going to start it as the Cincinnati Reds. Last year, we tried to do a couple of franchises. None of them really stuck. But I think this one's actually going to be consistently, you know, uploaded, updated, whatever. So, we're going to get to the Cincinnati Reds here. As you can see, one of the main problems with this team is the pitching, which makes sense. I mean, the Reds aren't really known for having good pitching. They've had one of the worst pitching in organizations for a couple of years now. But we're going to try to turn that around first off. GM contracts we're going to keep on, just because I don't care enough to take them off. And we're actually going to do scouting, so I don't like having to do trending on stream, so I'm just going to let them do it normally. But let's check out the roster right now. One big plus about this roster is the inclusion of Luis Castillo. He's not a sinker baller, but okay. He has insanely good stuff, as you can see. 97 velo and 99 break. Let's check out what those are on. Okay, so 99 velos on the, or 97 velos on the 2-seam, and the break is on the changeup. Oh, and the slider. So he's going to be extremely fun to use. We also have Anthony DeSclafani, who, I mean, he's good. He's already 26 years old, 27 years old, my bad. So that's not fantastic. We also have Sal Romano, who actually was up last year. He's a B potential. He'll be okay. We have, I can't say this guy's name, Kuri Mia. I'm usually really good with names, but there's a lot of pitchers that I don't know from this organization. There's also Tyler Mahle, Jackson Stevens, Brandon Finnegan, who doesn't seem that good, but if you look at his pitches, mainly the what? Okay, I remember the changeup being way slower than the fastball. Never mind. He's still good though because he has good per-nines. There's also Amir Garrett, who is 25, and Rookie Davis. Mainly the thing about these pitchers is there's so much depth. Like, look at all the B potentials. So it's gonna be tough filtering out who we want for the long run. I know we want Hunter Green. He's a fantastic hitter as well as a great pitcher in the future. With the bullpen, Raisel Iglesias is obviously one of the better starters in the league, but other than that, not much. David Hernandez I like. Kevin Quackenbush is okay. Kyle Crockett, our #1 lefty arm, and he's a decent lefty arm at that, but he's a guy that is like a borderline MLB player. So that's not that great. There's also Michael Lorenzen, who had a bad season last year after having one of the better seasons of the Reds bullpen in 2016. We also have Wandy Peralta. He's 26, B potential. I don't know how that potential is. Let's check that out right now. 85. So he should grow to be a good player. Kyle Crockett's not going to be the guy we build around. And then also Austin Bryce is up here. And we have this Derek Dickens guy he's 27. He's an automated player and he's awful. And we also have Harvey Wall, could be okay in the future. And now we get to the hitting. I mean, it's a decent hitting team. Devin Mesoraco fell off hard in this game after not having a good season last year. He was an 83 overall, and now he's absolutely trash in game, which opens up a consistent spot for the reigning Gold Glove winner, Tucker Barnhart. So that's there. Obviously, we have Joey Votto on the team. He's getting older. We also have Kenny Vargas. Vargas, well, number one, he's always very underrated in-game. But he should be a solid bench bat. He just cannot play defense to save his life. He's a DH extraordinaire. So he's definitely just going to be a bench bat for us. We also have Joey Votto. I already mentioned him. He's a stud. Scooter Gennett. He hit that 4-home run game earlier. I've met him in real life. He's a cool guy, and I want to keep him on the team. He's from Ohio, but he actually went to high school where I live. So. Shed Long. He's a switch hitter. I did not know that, but I know of him. Alex Blandino. Phil Gosselin. I guess we could keep him in for season number 1, but we also have Eugenio Suarez and Nick Senzel. Senzel cannot play any other positions. Suarez can play shortstop, which we have Peraza in. So that's definitely going to be a problem, especially considering the fact that we have Joey Votto at first. And Senzel does not play any other position, so he's very limited as to where he could be. We might have to make up, clear some positioning, and I really feel like keeping Joey Votto, even though he's making a ton of money. And the outfield looks different than it did last year. Adam Duvall only has a 75 power. He had an 88 power last year. Jesse Winker, who should be decent. I mean, he should be a lot better than he is in-game, considering his stats from last year. And then Philip Irvin, of course, he played decent last year, so these two are going to be our rising stars. I don't know what their potentials are. He has an 86, and then your boy Philip Irving has an 87, so both good options there. We also have Taylor Trammell, who's very fast. And now this is a guy that I'm kind of looking to moving on from. That's Billy Hamilton. We have a lot of depth in the outfield, and he just cannot hit. He's a great fielder, very fast. But we are not looking for guys that cannot draw a walk, cannot get hits. He's a very one-dimensional outfield player who can bunt well. And then, of course, we have Scott Schebler, who should have better power. He should have better power. I mean, 30 home runs is not only a 78 power, but... And we also have Patrick Kivlahan, who is not very good. But whatever. So that's what the roster looks like. I don't feel like playing any spring training. But as it says, we have a very weak rotation, which I do not believe to be true. I believe right field, I would call that a bit weak. And I think the first thing we're going to do is try to trade away Billy Hamilton, see what value we can get from him. First of all, though, let's check out what we can look at in the... I think it's a lot easier to just do this. Let's check out... Well, number one, we got scouting, who I'm actually going to put that on not manual, but... Let's check out our weaknesses, and then we can look at free agency. So I'd say the number one weakness we have is outfield and bullpen. Right here, we have Ricky Davis up. I do not like the look of that, and I think Joe Blanton is a guy we could target that. Well, I guess he can't play long reliever like I thought he could. Are there any decent long relievers? There's John Lackey, but I don't want John Lackey on the team. I think Blanton... Oh, that's weird how he does not have decent stats there. But I'm still going to use him there. Joe Blanton, 1 year in the bullpen. Okay. Dylan Floro. I hadn't talked about him. He's a former Ray. I literally forgot all about Dylan Floro. Anyway, we can release this guy. Yep. I'm gonna keep Dylan Floro because I think it's cool that he's in the game. Of course, we have a full 40-man roster. Let's see if there's anyone here that's pretty much useless. Aston, he's not gonna really amount to anything. Kevin Shackelford. He was a lot better last year, so I think it's down to these two. Kiblehand's definitely not going to amount to much, I don't think. So I think we could, yep, do that. Homer Bailey's on waivers. Oh, that's harsh. That is so harsh. They give Homer Bailey a 64 overall. Oh my. Oh, come on, guys. Remember 2014? Remember 2013? You can't do that. That is evil. At least give him better potential. Oh my. That is just mean. Oh. That's not good. Anyway, yeah, I think we're gonna bring Ricky Davis down. That's fucked up. Anyway, Joe Blanton come up. He's the newest installment of our what? Did not come up. So he's the newest Cincinnati Red on the squad. And he can just fill out that role. And the lineups. Peraza literally can't hit in this game. We're gonna keep him for now, but he just can't hit. So yeah, I think we're gonna try to get Jesse Winker a start. No, I don't think we can do that. Unless he's willing to play center, we don't have anybody that can patrol the middle of that outfield. So right now, I think we're gonna keep the team as is. That sucks. I don't like Billy Hamilton out there. We don't have any true center field prospects. I mean, we have Stuart Fairchild, who I don't know. I thought I remembered seeing him in the majors, but I guess not. Yeah, I should have really thought about that before, but oh well. This is what the team's looking like in the beginning of the season. I think that they have the lineups to be fine. So let's get into the opening day matchup. Luis Castillo facing off against Max Scherzer.
There it goes.
Okay, so we're gonna put quick counts on. Yeah, this lineup is actually not a bad lineup. It's just, it's not fantastic. Let's go. So there's Luis Castillo. There's the lineups. They're bringing out Trey Turner, Adam Eaton, Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, Daniel Murphy, Anthony Rendon, Michael Taylor, and Miguel Montero. Where the heck is Matt Wieters? I don't think Montero is better than Wieters, in my opinion. Whatever. I don't know where he is. Matt Wieters probably on some obscure team like the fucking Padres, who knows. Anyway, let's get into this. It's just gonna shut up and look at all this presentation.
And now, your 2018 Cincinnati Reds.
Quickly now, we'll look at the two men who are entrusted with the starting pitching assignment here.
This is annoying. They do not have the correct records when they show the starter comparison. Luis Castillo had 7 losses.
And here's how the Nats line up.
Who is that?
Mark, what do you have on this?
I'm sorry,
for their first win?
My MLB knowledge has slipped a bit. And okay, they had a 266 average last year, which was 4th in the MLB. I think the main guy, obviously, we have to worry about is Bryce Harper. But Ryan Zimmerman and Daniel Murphy back there is very scary. As you can see, Luis Castillo struck a ton of people out last year. He did not have 268 innings, I can assure you.
What do we need to know here?
Hey, this guy has a 4-pitch repertoire,
what
right?
the heck? He had,
nice
I don't know.
You can go hard, soft. You can go in and
anyway,
out.
let's get into this game.
If you can throw them for strikes, you have
Let's fix the difficulty. That should not be on beginner.
Take advantage.
Okay. So, the 1-1 count from...
And he looks at one in there, 1-2. And after a very...
Strike. And that was me ripping out my cord.
Here at game time.
1-2 count to the shortstop. And he strikes out swinging. Luis Castillo starts his 2018 campaign strong with a strikeout against Trey Turner.
And that's just what they did right there.
So, next up, here's Adam Eaton. Last year had a 297 average, but struggled with injuries. He wears sunglasses when he bats because he likes looking like a douchebag. And he tries to lay down a bunt, and that one does not work. So it's a 1-2 count now from Luis Castillo once again. One outs here. And this one's rolled over to the fantastic fielder, Joey Votto, and that one's going to be put away for out number 2. So, Luis Castillo last year had a breakout season, coming out as one of the top prospects for the Reds, and ending up with, if Cody Bellinger wasn't there, a Rookie of the Year nod. But Cody Bellinger is a good player, and I literally can't talk whatsoever. So maybe I should stop this shit and kill myself.
Well, clearly this guy doesn't need many warm-up
2-2 count to Bryce Harper. Obviously he's really good and he scares me. But this one's popped up. Joey Votto will settle under it like he is in a tiny little igloo. Okay. I'm struggling. Is that Brian Price? I don't know what Brian Price looks like. I just know what his name is. Obviously, this is our lineup. Billy Hamilton leading off. I want to trade him.
We were expecting some offensive firepower, especially
and here he is now.
Yard. It's a hitter's yard.
0-2 count from Max Scherzer. I'm probably going to strike out here.
What lineup stays within themselves.
Oh, and this one's hit up the middle, but it's fielded by the second baseman, Daniel Murphy, and he will be retired for the first out. So, Max Scherzer does not strike somebody out. That's rare. That was hit very well. And Daniel Murphy, I thought was a bad fielder, but I guess not, because he just made a Brandon Phillips type play. So now here is Jose Peraza. 1-1 count. And this one's hit up the middle, and it hits his shoulder blade. That's going to be a single, as Anthony Rendon cannot get it to first base in time. But the real concern is with Mr. Max Scherzer. But it looks like he is fine, as he doesn't even call the scouts, not the scouts, the trainers. Oh my god. Take him out here. Now here's Joey Votto, who would have won the MVP if he hit 60 home runs, which he did not do. 3-0 count. That one's going to be on the inside corner for a 3-1 count. Can you guys shut up? God damn it. I don't care about the umpires. And that one's going to be a pop-up out of play. So it's a 3-2 count. What do you mean he's always approachable? God, they talk about umpires more than they talk about the fucking players. 3-2 count.
Now the 3-2 pitch.
And this one's popped up the other way. And Michael Taylor will settle under that one as if it were a small apartment in New York City. So, 2 outs with a runner on first. And that brings up the power bat. Eugenio Suarez.
So now the Reds
Eugene Suarez.
He takes his first cut
1-2 count.
With a man at first and 2 away.
And the runner goes, and he flies this one out to left field. Nah, it wasn't left center. Jesus Christ, what's up with me? I need help.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman now.
So here's the 1-1 count to Ryan Zimmerman. And this was flown out to straight right field. Scott Schebler will catch this one and throw it back into the infield as if it were a hot potato. The 1-1 count to Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy had a breakout season last year, and he sucked with the Mets. And that one's going to be a foul ball. 1-2. And he taps that one off. I don't think that's a hittable pitch.
After that foul away,
but he hit it.
Pitcher can go almost anywhere he wants. That pitch
now
was
1-2
off the plate and off speed. I'm surprised he even offered it that long.
And that one's tapped off, so he's staying alive here against the young flamethrower Luis Castillo. 1-2 count once more. And that one's also fouled away. So we'll go for another 1-2 pitch. And that one's way above the zone, making it a 2-2. Jeez. A 2-2 count now. Luis Castillo has been struggling in this at bat. And another foul ball. That's a lot of foul balls. Once more, a 2-2. And that's a ball. So now the umpires are pinching him a little bit. This has to be a frustrating at bat, but he just wants to get this Daniel dude out of the batter's box. And that one's ripped down the line. So after that 12, oh my God, Adam Duvall. After a 12-pitch at bat, Adam Duvall does a full autism and runs past the ball. Jeez, that has to be extremely frustrating there. Adam Duvall just runs past the ball like a blind squirrel. So now there's a runner on second and 1 out for Anthony Rendon. The 1-1 count. And he watches that one. Castillo really having to work hard. 2-1. That one's right down the middle, and he does not swing the bat. So the 2-2 now. And, oh, this one's blooped out to right field, and it will be down. So there's a bloop single to get runners on the corners. Luis Castillo getting no breaks now, as the jam single will put him in quite a predicament.
Drop in the hands, trying to create launch angle. That high heater usually gets by.
So now here is Michael Taylor.
Stepping in now.
1-1 count. And he misses it there, so it's a 1-2 now. Luis Castillo had electrifying strikeout stuff, and right now he's struggling to strike people out, as this one's also hit, but it's going to be a routine fly out to the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. So 2 outs now. And here is the catcher, Miguel Montero. Struggled heavily last year. Now he gets a new start with the Washington Nationals, but it does not matter because he strikes out on a high slider. The clutch gene is strong with Luis Castillo, as it's still a 0-0 ball game. Now who's Scooter Gennett? Oh my, he was a lot better than I thought he was last year. Jeez. 2-1 count. That one's inside.
Looks like they're pinching him a bit here.
Now a 3-1.
Well, that sets up a big pitch right here, Matt, because you don't want to lose the leadoff guy.
And that one's grounded to short.
It's tough to work around.
And he will be retired. So the first out here in the bottom of the second inning comes easily. Now, here's Scott Schebler batting 5th or 6th. 1-1 count. And that one is fouled. A great curveball there. One of the best curveballs in the game is thrown by Max Scherzer, so there's no surprise that one wasn't squared up, and that one's going to be a ball. 2-2 count. Now the 2-2 to Scott Schebler. And that one's inside, up near the hands. It's a 3-2 count. Now the full count pitch, and it will be outside. The slider does not catch the zone. And Scott Schebler draws a walk against the reigning Cy Young winner. Now here's Adam Duvall. Last year he hit 31 homers in a very impressive campaign. The 1-1.
Now the 1-1 pitch.
And that one's popped up very high into the air. And that will be caught by Michael Taylor, and he will throw it into Trey Turner. There's 2 outs.
Digging in now, Tucker Barnhart.
Now here's the Gold Glove catcher, Tucker Barnhart.
First and 2 away. The 1-1. Swing and a little
He narrowly taps that very, very good changeup. Now it is a 1-2 count.
Scherzer comes set. Here it is on a ball and 2 strikes.
And that one is apparently not a swing, so they will continue this at bat. Still 2-2.
At least he held up. He must have been guessing.
Oh, and this one's crushed left center field, but it will die out into Bryce Harper's glove. And it's still a 0-0 tie going into the third. This is a shot of a bridge here in Ohio. Here's Max Scherzer. Obviously does not have any hits this year because it is the first game of the season, you fucking dumbass graphic designers. Fuck you. Now the 1-2 count to the pitcher. Oh, and this one's hit pretty hard near the shortstop Peraza, but he will make the play. So there's 1 out in the inning to bring up Trey Turner once again. Trey Turner struck out last at bat, and the 3-2 count gives him a prime position to change that fact. And this one's ripped high and pretty deep near the right field pole, but Schebler will catch it before it meets the warning track. 2 outs there. And now here's Adam Eaton. Adam Eaton grounded out once already today, and Castillo has been getting a lot of ground outs to go his way so far. But there's a 1-2 count to the 31-year-old veteran. Oh, and this one's hit up the middle, and Scooter Gennett cannot reach it. That's going to be a single up the middle to keep the inning alive for one of the better young hitters in the game, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper popped up a last at bat to end the inning. Now the 3-1 count to him. And he is going to get walked, so runners on first and second now. There's Ryan Zimmerman. It's a 3-2 count, so runners will be going. And that one is popped up right near the shortstop, Jose Peraza, who camps under that one as if he were camping under a tree in a summer trip to the woods. A family get-together, possibly. There's Luis Castillo. He's been clutch pitching. Let's see if he can clutch up while hitting. Oh, and this one's hit up the middle, but Max Scherzer will take a stab at it, and it will be the first out of the inning. So now here's Billy Hamilton. He grounded out to the second baseman last at bat.
Billy Hamilton. He's 0 for 1
now the 0-2 count.
Out in his only trip to the plate so far.
Oh, and this one's hit pretty hard right to the second baseman once more. So, 2 groundouts to start the inning, and now there will be Jose Peraza to bat. And why is every single like Latin music the exact same in this game? It was last year too. Here's the 2-2. And that one's gonna be a called strike 3. Controversial call, and that will end the inning. Still 0-0. Here's Daniel Murphy. Had a very long at bat that ended up being a double last inning, or last at bat. My bad. That was way outside. 2-1 count.
But that hasn't been the case.
Still all zeros in the run column here.
Oh, and that one's inside.
Dan, does this continue, or does somebody score here?
I think this continues
so the 2-2.
For a while, Matt. Both of these pitchers are throwing very well, throwing strikes, having good.
And he gets him out on strikes. So another long at bat for Daniel Murphy, and this one ends in the worst possible way, a strikeout. Now here's Anthony Rendon. 3-2 count to him.
He's ready. Now the payoff pitch.
And this one is taken high to left field. Very, very deep. But it looks like it will be camped under by Adam Duvall. So that was a bit of a scare for the pitcher, but that's going to be another out, the second of the fourth inning. Now here's Michael Taylor, 3-2 count to him. Oh, and that one's ripped down the third base line. But Eugenio Suarez will make a very... Eugenio Suarez will make a very good play. I cannot say his name. And that will be the end of the inning. Now here's Joey Votto, one of the best pure hitters in the game. And that one's going to be inside, and he did not go. It's another 2-1 count.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
And that one's outside. 3-1 count now. Joey Votto. 3-1 count to Joey. And that one's hit up the middle. That's going to be a single. The first hit since the first inning for the Cincinnati Reds, as this fourth inning starts off pretty well for them.
What's the tension level on the mound throwing this guy?
Rewatch this one. That was a high inside fastball that he took to the left center field gap. Just did not hit it hard enough to get a double. So now here's a 3-2 count for Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez. God. And he's set, and the 3-2 pitch will be right to the shortstop, but he will muff that one up, and it's going to be a runner on first and second. That ball was hit very well, and they're going to call it a base hit, but that definitely could have been a double play. As you can see, the disappointment in Max Schermer's face. Wow, that's not good. So now the 1-1 count to Scooter Gennett in a huge situation. The pitch. That one's going to be outside and make it a 2-1 count. So the Reds finally grouping something together in this ball game. They have not done that all game, it seems like. And that one's going to be called a ball. That's very controversial. 3-1 count now.
Case of a manager sticking up for his pitcher right there and giving that umpire an earful. He didn't get that pitch called the way.
Oh, and that one's smacked high and deep, and it will be taken way out of here. Scooter Gennett hits a 3-run home run for the first of the year for him and the Cincinnati Reds, as they put him up on top 3-0 against Max Scherzer. That ball was absolutely launched, and we will be remembering that at bat for a while now, as that's the first home run hit by any player in the MLB in the 2018 season. That one went 372 feet according to StatCast. Gennett hit 27 long balls last year, so right now he's trying to continue that consistent power hitting. So after that huge bomb, here is Scott Schebler, still with no outs, 3-2 count. That one will be fouled away. You can assume that that rattled Scherzer a little bit, as he is a very emotional pitcher. And that muffed ball by Trey Turner could not have helped. And now there's a long at bat being drawn by Scott Schebler, 3-2 still. And that one's popped up over near left center. And Michael Taylor will make the play. So that's going to be 1 out. So now here's Adam Duvall trying to continue his home run hitting prowess this year. The 1-1 count. That one's going to be fouled. So the 1-2.
The 1-2.
And this one slapped the other way. That's going to be a single for Adam Duvall, his first hit of the year. And now there's another potential run scoring situation, I guess you could say, because Adam Duvall hits that one very well. But Tucker Barnhart now stuck in a 3-2 count.
Into the box,
or 0-2, and it hits him. Max Scherzer hits a batter on 0-2
Well, no one really
Obviously
likes
not
getting
intentional,
bumped by
but
a
Tucker
pitch, but
Barnhart
as long
does
as it
not
doesn't do too much
appreciate it.
damage,
Now here's the
most
pitcher,
guys will
Luis
take it any
Castillo.
day. A free pass can be a big deal if the guys behind you can
The
make it
1-1.
hurt for the pitcher.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1.
And he holds back the bunt attempt.
Well, I think he just kind
Now
of
it's
lost
2-1.
focus on the mound right there. It's clearly not going his way, and he's thinking more about that than the task at hand. And right now, he needs
And
to think
2-1
about
now.
this hitter.
And he lays down the bunt. And oh my God, it's an overthrow. Nothing has been going right for Max Scherzer all game. And that's going to score a run, so that's why you want to lay down a bunt in those situations, just so you can see if they can make horrible errors like Anthony Rendon just made. A perfect bunt laid down, and Anthony Rendon absolutely airmails Ryan Zimmerman. And that gives them an extra base there to make it a 4-0 game. Runners on second and third with only 1 out, and the leadoff hitter, Billy Hamilton, will be swinging the bat right now. The 2-2.
In now, Billy Hamilton.
Oh, and Billy Hamilton hits that one up the middle. This is going to be an RBI ground out. So it's a 5-0 ball game. Max Scherzer has been folding under the pressure all game long. That's not a thing he usually does. He is an emotional pitcher, but he keeps it in check almost always. So things like this are not very common. So now here's Jose Peraza. 2-1 count.
Into the box now, Jose Peraza.
Oh, and this one's popped up. Oh, but it will not be caught as it's out of reach. A 2-2 count now to Jose Peraza. And Jose Peraza rips this one right to the left fielder. So the inning will finally end. It was very insufferable, I'm sure, for Scherzer, as he gives up a 3-run home run, plus a couple more runs on the error by Anthony Rendon. What an inning for the Reds. Now here is Miguel Montero, trying to start a rally to possibly come back on these Reds. That one's inside. If they don't score any runs this game, I'm gonna move the difficulty up to legend. And that's a strike. So a 2-2 count now from Luis Castillo. We'll see what he can do here.
Here now the 2-2.
And that one's way above his head. So it's a 3-2 now.
That gives the pitcher on deck an obvious bunt situation to move the runner into scoring position.
Oh, and this one's left right down the middle. And it's at very deep, but Billy Hamilton will be able to range back and get the catch. I want to check how many pitches I've thrown. Is there a way to do that? Really? Okay. So that's out number 1, and now here is Howie Kendrick. A very short outing for Max Scherzer, as he only goes 3 innings before having to get taken out via pinch hitter. That one's inside. So 2-1. That one's fouled back. 2-2 now. That one's tapped. So now another 2-2 count to Howie Kendrick. Luis Castillo has been pitching an absolute gem, but the problem is he's been pitching very long at bats as he makes a great stab at a ball and retires Howie Kendrick.
Up next for Washington.
Now here's Trey Turner.
Speedy Trey Turner digs in now.
1-1 count.
0 for 2 effort for him to this point.
And that one's ripped, and it's past Mr. Eugenio Suarez's glove. That one's hit very hard by Trey Turner, and he cannot make the stab at it. Suarez just could not get his glove over there in time, and now here's Adam Eaton. And Eaton rips this one up the middle. And that's going to be a single, and they will not test Billy Hamilton's arms. He throws an absolute strike over there. But that will bring up Bryce Harper with a couple of runners on. Not the greatest situation right now. 1-1 count. Okay, and there's a nice strike out there. Or a nice strike there. A 1-2 pitch. And he will force him to pop up. Peraza will get over there, and still no runs surrendered for the Cincinnati Reds. Luis Castillo pitching an absolute gem. Scherzer getting rocked in the 4th inning. And we will continue this game as it's a 5-0 affair. Now there's Eric Fetty. Last year he had a 9.39 ERA. Not the greatest, but he is a young prospect. And he's very raw, gonna be used out of the long reliever role most likely. 1-1 count. Facing Joey Votto for your first pitching appearance of the year cannot be convenient. I can tell you that. This guy is an absolutely solid hitter, and he will make you pay if you make any mistakes. Oh, and speaking of mistakes, he rips this one up the middle for a single. That's his 2nd hit of the ball game, and he's showing why he is a serious competitor in the MLB. Jeez, Joey Votto absolutely ripped that ball. And now here's Eugenio Suarez. That's why you don't leave changeups right down the middle to guys like Joey Votto. Here's the 1-1 count.
Here's the 1-1.
That one's way out of the zone.
Well, that's a good pitch, but you have to get a little bit closer
2-1
to the plate than that. That's that big sweeping slider. If it was a little closer, you might get a swing.
2-1 count.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch.
Oh, and that one's hit right to the second baseman. Oh, and another airmail. So instead of a double play, they will get a runner at second.
Big mistake there.
Wow. The defense for the Washington Nationals today has been absolutely subpar. And now here is Scooter Gennett, last at bat, hit a 3-run home run to bust this game open. Now the 1-2 count to him. And this one's a blooper, and it will fall. So that's not an RBI single, but it's a single for Scooter Gennett. His 2nd of the ball game, and now there's runners on the corners, 1 out. Scott Schebler now. A decent hitting a right fielder. Definitely has pop in the bat. And he'll come out here to try to swing the bat here. 2-1. And that one's hit. That's going to be an RBI single for Scott Schebler to make it 6-0. So, absolute brutality happening in this game against the Nationals pitchers. Eric Fed not having the greatest first game, as that one's hanging, and Schebler makes him pay. Now here's Adam Duvall. 1-1 count. And that one's hit in the gap. Not quite, but it will be an RBI single for Adam Duvall to make it 7-0. They're pouring it on this young guy, Eric Fed. And now here's Tucker Barnhart. He got hit by a pitch on a 0-2 count last at bat. 1-1.
The set and the 1-1 pitch.
And he swings at a pitiful pitch there. Runners on first and second. 1 out here. The pitcher's up next. Jeez, that was not fun to cough. The 1-2.
The 1-2.
And that one's inside. 2-2 count.
Well, giving up hits is one thing, but judging by that last pitch, he doesn't have any consistency with his release.
Now here's the 2-2.
He doesn't know where it's going, and he knows it.
He's set. Here's the 2-2.
That one's a two-seamer that almost got hit on the ground, but it was fouled off.
And no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far.
The 2-2. That one's hit up the middle. And that's going to be an RBI single for Tucker Barnhart. This has been an absolute mess today, as now the pitcher Luis Castillo will get in that bat.
Now for Cincinnati,
1-1.
Castillo. And he may instead be asked to bunt. We'll see how they approach the situation with one away.
1-1 count.
Got it back in time
And he
there, and it's
does
2-1.
not elect to bunt, as that one's way outside.
Beauty right there, but I don't mind the aggression right there. Manager letting him swing in a 2-0 count. He's just got to keep it a little bit more.
Now a bunt,
And that's a bunt laid down. And a good one at that. Anthony Rendon actually makes the play this time. So now runners on second and third with 2 outs. Now here's Billy Hamilton. He's been 0-3 with 3 ground balls to the second baseman. Not the 3-1 count. And that's a single. It's 3-2 now. Or a strike, my bad. 3-2. And that's inside, so he walks Billy Hamilton to get the bases loaded and 2 outs. Here's Jose Peraza. He ripped the ball last time, but it was caught. The 1-1 count. And that one is ruled outside.
Well, this inning
The next batter will be Joey Votto, so he does not want to walk this guy.
He dwells on it and lets the frustration take over.
And the 2-1 count.
Done, though.
That one is foul.
Needs to shorten up with 2 strikes.
2-2 now. Two count. That one's up and in. And it's a full count now.
This is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches,
3-2
and his AB hasn't been any different.
for Jose Peraza.
At the moment.
And that one's hit to the first baseman, and he will be retired. So, after a hellish inning pitched by Eric Fed, he finally gets them out. 3 runs scored, 3 runners left on base. It's an 8-0 ball game. Here's Ryan Zimmerman.
Count is full. Here's the pitch.
3-2. And that one's ripped down the line. And this looks like a double, maybe even more. It depends how quickly they get this one back in, and the answer is very quickly. There's a lead-off double.
That's how quickly things can change in this crazy
So,
game. The pitcher was upset
now
about the
here
ball
is
that brings
Daniel
pitch,
Murphy.
which could have been strike 3. Then he serves up one for a double. Good example of
Nice strike there thrown by Luis Castillo. Absolute dart.
And oftentimes they lead to
And the 1-2. And that one's gonna be over the plate. 2-2.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Murphy now.
And that one's ripped down the line. So an RBI single. Oh no! Adam Duvall makes another fielding error out there at left field. RBI single turned into a double.
A run comes across to score.
Now here's Anthony Rendon. Castillo is looking a bit winded in the 6th inning here. And this one's ripped down the line, but it's going to be caught by Adam Duvall.
1 away. And the runner not tagging will retreat to second base.
So now here is Michael Taylor.
Ready once again, Michael Taylor.
The 1-1. And that one's rolled over. And a nice play by Eugenio Suarez. 2 outs now. And now Miguel Montero, the catcher, up now. And that one's outside.
Here as this pitch misses, it's 2-1. Well, it's been a good outing so
2-1
far, but he
count.
hasn't really racked up the strikeout totals that you might think.
And he missed that one. You could see he was trying to take it deep, but it had a 2-seam break that he could not hit. And the 2-2 is above the zone once more.
And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
So now, 3-2.
The trap of giving in on 3 and 2 because they don't want to walk the
That's
guy.
a foul ball.
With the base open, it's not the end of the world if you do. You still
96
need to make a
pitches
quality
thrown by Luis Castillo. I don't like how they took that away from franchise, but whatever. And this one's hit up the middle. And Peraza cannot get there. And he does not throw it home in time. 8-2 ball game now. And now Matt Adams comes in. And that will be the end of the day
Montero
for Mr. Luis Castillo.
Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound.
Here's Kyle Crockett to come in.
Here comes Brian Price now out of the Reds dugout on his way to the mound.
1-1 count or 2-2 count.
Have a pitching change as that's going to be all for his starter.
And that one's hit high and deep down to center field. But Billy Hamilton will get under that one, and it will be out number 3. So 2 runs scored that inning on 3 hits. It's an 8-2 ball game going to the bottom of the 6th.
Sean Kelly gets the call.
Here's Sean Kelly.
Number 27.
Joe Blanton warming up in the bullpen as Joey Votto getting ready to hit. 1-2.
1-2.
And that one is tapped down. Sean Kelly will be able to retire him there. What is...
Third baseman, number 7.
There's Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez. 1-1 count. Oh, and that one's hit up the middle. Hits the bag. And that's going to be a single there. So he is on base with the single now. That ball was absolutely ripped, and it hit off the bag, which is very interesting. That was low and outside, so a fantastic piece of hitting for Eugenio Suarez. There's Scooter Gennett.
Into the box, Scooter Gennett.
And that one's ripped into the gap. So extra bases for Scooter Gennett, and Eugenio Suarez will round third and go to home. And he will be safe diving in to make it a 9-2 ball game. No mercy given by these Cincinnati Reds. Then here's Scott Schebler. That ball was thrown right down the middle. 1-1 count.
Like you said, the only question was whether the outfielders were going to be
that one's inside.
Second, which they did.
Ball taken there. 2-1.
2-1 count. Scooter Gennett has had a fantastic day today. 3 hits, including a 3-run home run, and that one will be swung at. That was very, very bad. 2-2 count. Ooh, Scott Schebler getting a little frisky there, trying to hit one out early on the fastball. See, this is something that has changed in the MLB. Batters not going into 2 strikes mindsets when there are 2 strikes. And Adam Duvall on deck, another guy who's guilty of what Schebler is trying to do right now, and that's hitting bombs all day, as that one was fouled off behind him. And the 3-2. Oh, and that one's hit super high. Pretty deep. It's still carrying, but Adam Eaton seems to have found that one in the sky. That's going to advance the runner to third. And it brings up Adam Duvall, who's 2 for 3 today with a couple of singles, including an RBI. 2-1.
Looking for hit number 3 here in this at-bat. Set and the 2-1 pitch.
And he absolutely whiffs on that fastball. 2-2.
Set to deal on 2-2.
That one's way outside. 3-2 ball now.
It's ball 3. Gennett at third with 2 away.
And that one is fouled back. So Sean Kelly having a couple of tough at-bats in a row, trying to get out of this inning. 3-2. And that one's ripped and over Anthony Rendon's glove. RBI single. His 3rd single of the game for Adam Duvall. Sean Kelly has thrown 19 pitches and finally surrenders a run after it seemed like he was threatening giving up a run the whole entire inning. That one was just above his glove, and now here's Tucker Barnhart. One count.
Into the box now, Tucker Barnhart.
That one's outside.
And that misses.
Tried to get a backdoor slider working, and it did not work.
1 for 2.
2-1. And that one's tapped. And Sean Kelly will field it and throw a dart to first. That's going to be an out. But a run scores on Adam Duvall's RBI single. 2 runs? Yeah, 2-run score, I guess. So the Reds are winning 10-2 in this absolute blowout. Now here's Joe Blanton. He got signed during spring training for the Reds. Last year did not have the best year, but he's had very good years in the past. 1-1 count.
It doesn't look very
and that
promising
one's
so
a
far
strike.
this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle.
1-2.
It's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get.
And that's the strike 3.
And a changeup swung on and missed for the
So
first out.
Joe Blanton gets a strikeout as his first Red appearance. Yep, he's never been on the Reds before. 2-2 count.
Gets the string pulled on him right there. Had no chance to put
And that one is tapped.
Count remains 2-2.
The count remains 2-2. 2-2. And that one's hit down the line. And Adam Duvall actually gets his body in front of it and does not field it like a paraplegic.
Wow, talk about having a pretty special game. That's his 3rd single of the game, D-Row. 3 for 4.
So now here's Bryce Harper, who's definitely struggled all game today. Let's see if he can get anything going here. That's a perfect strike thrown by Blanton.
Got something hanging in the middle of the plate, turning and burning a little bit.
1-2.
Nice execution.
And that one's grounded to second. And they will turn the double play. Bryce Harper, who's known for opening day home runs. Well, he did not have the best opening day today, did he? Jared Hughes? The heck? Why does he look in? Why do these people look insane in their pictures? Look at them! Look at the. We're putting in Michael Lorenzen. That. Oh God. Yeah, no.
Now before the
next pitch, there we go.
Time is called.
And now here comes Jesse Winker.
Jesse Winker is up off the benches. He'll be asked
to face Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly has played. Is still in the game after a long inning, last inning, and this one's hit up the middle. And Eaton cannot make the catch, so Jesse Winker gets his first hit of the season. Now here's Billy Hamilton. He's 0 for 3, but he drew a walk to load the bases.
Now the 2-1.
The 2-1. That one's grounded right to the second baseman. And he grounds into a double play after he's tagged. Wow. Very good awareness for Daniel Murphy. And the 1-1 count.
Takes a pass and misses.
Peraza swings and misses to that one. Strike 2.
Yeah, and I don't understand that approach at all, Matty. He's not really known for having a whole lot of pop in his bat, but
and that one's outside. And he does not go.
So personally, I'd much rather see him with a controlled swing and try to put the ball in play.
2-2.
Here now the 2-2.
That one's popped.
Zimmerman ranging into
and Ryan Zimmerman makes the catch. So that's pretty sweet, dog. Now here's Michael Lorenzen.
Been summoned from the bullpen.
I'm sure he had a loss. Come on, game. Don't suck.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman.
Across to score after doubling in his last at bat.
1-1. That one's way above the zone.
2 balls and a strike.
So 2-1 now.
Into the windup.
Looks like he was trying to spook him a little bit there. That one's hit right to Joey Votto. Taco. Taco is making an appearance on my lap. And now here's Daniel Murphy. 3-2. That one's rolled over. Joey Votto will make the play, and that is out number 2.
third baseman, number 6.
In now is Anthony.
Now here's Anthony Rendon.
Fly out for him in his last trip. Grounded down.
That one's grounded, and it is foul.
1-2 to count.
1-2 now.
The 1-2.
That one's fouled.
Away.
And the 1-2 once more. And he strikes him out. So this miserable inning is over for the Nationals.
It's 10-2.
If the season is any reflection of how well the Nationals are going to play in the playoffs, I'd say it's realistic. Yes, I said that. Now here's Sammy Solis. Who do we want in? Let's put in Jared Hughes because he looks fucking insane. And the 1-1 count.
Starts to go around,
and he does not go.
Says he held up ball 2.
2-1. And that one's chopped. And it is going to be an out. Now here's Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez is very good at hitting left-handed pitchers. So Solis should be careful right now. So let's just make sure I was right. I was. In the 1-2 count. That one is rounded over to third base and scooped up. And that's out number 2. And now here is Scooter Gennett. He's a triple away from the cycle. I doubt he's going to get it. And that one's hit up the middle. Trey Turner. And another error made this game. Oh, God. And that's a base running error. Fuck that. And now here's Jared Hughes. This could possibly be, and it will be, the last inning for these Nationals, as a one-handed play by Eugenio Suarez. Now here's Miguel Montero. That one is tapped a little bit.
Miguel Montero is career line against Jared Hughes. He's gone
1-2, and he strikes him out. So now their last hope is in the hands of Victor Robles. What does he look like? He's 20 years old. Okay. The 3-1 count.
Victor Robles digging in now.
And this one's tapped. Jared Hughes will make the play, and game over. So, opening day for the Cincinnati Reds. They started with a bang as they win this one 10-2. There's Billy Hamilton. He was absolutely AIDS this game. They just dabbed. What the fuck? Apparently the Reds just dab in the outfield now. That's a race thing. You can't steal that. SMH. Joey Wendell hit a home run down there. Anyway, player of the game will be Scooter Gennett, of course. He had a fantastic game. Winning pitcher goes to Luis Castillo, even though he gave up 8 hits and 2 runs in 5 2/3 of the innings. Didn't look the sharpest today. Max Scherzer did not look sharp whatsoever. Gave up 5 runs. 3 of those were earned. 1 walk, only struck out 1 guy. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy this first episode of the Cincinnati Reds franchise mode. I've been Kinetic Kid. Peace.